Hey, the two of those faces look pretty familiar. Hammy and Daniel hanging out at the studio. They had really good things to say about it. We got the draft already complete. Salty Potatoes versus Qlash, going to be an absolutely stellar matchup.
Yeah, and look at this draft from Salty Potatoes. Malene, Lorelai, Reza, and Tony. What happened here, Qlash?
I don't know. Maybe Qlash trying to have some fun with this final matchup. Definitely looks very bold, but Salty Potatoes has a huge opportunity to make a very bold statement.
Yeah, but so does Qlash. They have the chance to give Malene her first loss in the VPL preseason, so definitely should be an interesting one as we get into it. But if you want to be able to get some extra goodies in-game, make sure you head on over to Twitter, tweet using the hashtag VPL and hashtag Battle Pass for your chance to win a Vainglory Battle Pass. If you don't know what the Battle Pass is, check in-game. You can buy one right now if you want to, or you can try and get your hands on one for free by entering for this giveaway. Lots of rewards to be earned in-game. But that's for in-game. That's for you guys. For this matchup, we have Leon with some thoughts.
Yo, what's up everybody? I'm Leon, the roamer for Team Qlash. This weekend we'll be going up against Salty Potatoes, who's not to be underestimated. We'll be going up against Aeon, a dangerous player with unbelievable mechanical skill. He's a good friend of mine, but I just cannot wait to clap him and his teammates. See you on the Sovereign's Rise.
Hey, I'm looking forward to clapping his former teammates, actually. He has a little bit of history with Salty Potatoes going back to last year. You can see on the stat comparison, Qlash with the advantages in just about everything. They have definitely been one of the top teams in all of Europe.
Definitely have to take a look at and remember how good their macro execution has been. You see the average game time almost 6 minutes faster than Salty Potato. That is because they are closing these games out so quickly.
Yeah, they have been absolutely stellar. Their only stumbling block has been against Team Queso, the other top team in the region. So again, this is a chance for Salty Potatoes to get that momentum going into the regular season, to get some work with the newest hero on the rise. And for the side of Qlash, it's a chance for them to try and shut down Malene, which we haven't seen anyone be able to do yet.
Absolutely. Still seeing a few roster mix up with these teams, not just in the rosters, but how these players are being utilized on the teams. We've seen Leon flex in and out of that carry role into the captain role. I personally think Qlash has looked way cleaner when Leon has been in that captain role. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. They've looked very strong. I mean, Leon is such a versatile and such a strong player in any role that I feel like you're going to be confident in your abilities regardless of where he's playing. But when they've been able to use some of their other talents in the carry roles as well, they have been able to really shine. Coming into today, there was some mentioning on Twitter that I'm to do may not be playing. May have been a joke. Just Man obviously wanted to come in with his Lance, but seeing as he doesn't have the Lance, there might be I'm the Doom still playing. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at our players to watch for this matchup.
Qlash definitely going to be the key figure for the side of Salty Potatoes. He has a big opportunity in this carry role if he can position well and get on to these back lines and get the damage out and across. He's going to be very a key asset to his team. Captaining, making sure he's frontlining, keeping his allies safe, going to be very important.
Yeah, absolutely a key member of the team. But on the other side, for the side of Qlash, Net is going to be the player I want to focus on. Another one of these players that used to be known for the captain role, has been swapping around a little bit as the team needs, which is something that Qlash, really everyone on this team, has kind of been filling in where they're needed. But Netwell is one of the keys for them. When he has strong games, then the entire team does well. And he's kind of one of these players that doesn't get all the recognition. He's not like the marquee player for the team, but he is a key component to their success.
He's definitely bounced in and out of a lot of these different roles. He's played captain in 3v3. He's played a little bit of jungle in 5v5. Kind of be interesting to see how Qlash can utilize him. But I think one of Clash's greatest strengths is that they have so many players that can flex in between so many different roles, so that if someone is missing, if someone needs to step up, in a different role. If things aren't working, they have a lot of flexibility and versatility to be able to fill those shoes.
And it's also got to be a little bit of pressure, too, because knowing that, okay, if I don't perform, we have other players that can step up and take my spot potentially. So, it kind of keeps everyone motivated the entire time. Even if you're winning, you still have that motivation to constantly perform. And that's one of the, like you said, can be one of their greatest strengths, but it can also be something that can cause problems down the road. We've seen it happen with other teams before. While we are getting ready for this game, some of the players just getting some last-minute things squared away, we want to look ahead a little bit to later on today. We have TSM and Tribe going head-to-head in North America. You can see the recent performances, for the most part, favoring TSM. There's one edge for Tribe there back in last year's week 3 of the season. But, the most recent one, NA Champions League, 3-1 for TSM in the best-of-5 finals.
A bit of a stretch to try and compare 3v3 results to 5v5 results, but yeah.
Especially because, Tribe has a lot of the same players, but the TSM roster totally different with the exception of one.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, definitely the hype matchup of the day. I'm personally looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. Both of these teams sitting in 5-1, wanting to make one final statement before we head into the regular season of who is the best in North America.
Yeah, absolutely our hype game. You said of the day, I say of the preseason. The only match that came close to this level of hype is the Queso versus Qlash here in Europe. So there's a lot of excitement leading up to that match. I've already seen people, saying that that's the match they can't wait to see it today. I'm excited for it. Flash is excited for it. A lot of you are excited for it. Hopefully it lives up to all of the expectations that have been put on it. We're still looking forward to our current game right now. We're going to be getting there shortly. Again, players just getting last-minute things sorted out, but we will be getting onto Sovereign's Rise momentarily for the matchup between Qlash and Salty Potatoes. Any last thoughts before we get into this one, Flash?
It's really just the last opportunity for Salty Potatoes to be able to use this super strong draft to be able to make a bold statement and get some momentum going into the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the power rankings where Salty Potatoes were in the 3rd spot. After the performance Rising Lotus put up, if they don't look strong here, they could very easily be overtaken. We'll see if they can hold on to that number 3 spot, maybe move into number 2 with Dowsy and Stress.
Qlash looking to keep their dominance here in Europe. Don't want to lose that number 1 spot, but it's all about Salty Potatoes. Can they hold their own over the Rising Lotus in that number 3 spot? Maleen on the Sovereign's Rise as well. First time here in Europe, Stress.
Yeah, and you look at this, the desk touched on it a bunch, this draft. I feel like Qlash looked at this and went, well, it's our last game. We know that we're at least definitely second and probably can just win the game and make it ourselves first. So let's give ourselves a little experience playing against a hero that is new, that it's only been a couple of weeks that Maleen's been out. So see what Salty Potatoes can do with it. Ooh. Qlash caught out. Good dog.
Agony is taking a lot of damage. There's Aeon showing Maleen's strength in the level 1 skirmishes. For those who haven't played with Maleen yet, her ultimate enchanted transformation is available at level 1 and allows her to switch between a light form and a dark form. Currently Aeon in that light form just switched into it, and he can do that at pretty much any time during the game. We'll talk about that in a bit because Slyking and Leon and Doom are in a bit of a skirmish. It was Disown losing his life early, but it looks like Bruto may get punished here as I'm the Doom's trying to chase forward. Boots popped. There's the core collapse dodged by Bruto. The auto attacks won't be enough. That's going to be Bruto escaping there.
Good dodge to actually keep himself alive there. I'm the Doom still going to want to go aggressive, low on energy though, so they're going to have to back away. This is 2.
Oh, this is destruction coming out of Salty Potatoes. They're going to take the kills there. Was traded 1-for-1 actually, as Bruto kind of dived on in heavy on that Tony. But wow, 3-1 at the early game. Good stuff coming out of Salty Potatoes.
Good stuff from SP, and a lot of it is their grouping now. It's not directly because of the Maleen as a hero alone, but I want to talk a little bit about typical shapeshifters. They're known across the MOBA genre. They're incredibly strong in the early game, typically, because you have multiple abilities for every level you put in. There's crowd control in the kit. There's extra damage in the kit. You have that ability to just kind of have more in the early game than the enemy do. And if you camera is watching Aeon, you just saw another ability, the ability to go untargetable down under the ground, and that keeps Maleen safe as well. So you generally don't want to trade against a shape-shifting hero early on in this. And that's where Salty Potatoes have used his strength with the grouping alongside the Lorelei and used it to great effect.
Well, in this top side, a bit of a skirmish going out as Rearend and Imagination doing their best to hold up against Nettolet and Agony. Wow, that damage coming out of Agony is crazy. But bot side, Doom has roamed on down. 3-man gank will find a kill into Bruto, his second death of the game. This is just great rotational ability from I'm the Doom. One thing that he's just so good at. Aeon now rotating, trying to get into position, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. We'll have to fall back to mid.
Yeah, was trying desperately to at least get in that empowered auto attack that would then set up the damage after the shapeshift. So it's kind of this ability to chase people down very effectively, but too far to run. They're able to get away with a life on the bottom side of Qlash. And Qlash right now, they know they're somewhat on the back foot with the kills disadvantage, but they're happy to just farm this up. They do have a gold lead for now. I'm the Doom just needs to play a little careful here, not get caught out by this gank attempt from Bruto. He's got Leon on the bottom side, so should be okay.
Bruto does taunt through. Can he get the stun as well? Oh, that root just misses from Aeon. That would have been death to Doom if that connected. He's going to go into the shadows, just falling back, but that's the threat. You just never know where that's going to pop on out. Aeon now wants to move forward. If he can get that empowered light form attack to slow down, that's going to be really impactful. Here we go. Damage coming out. Salty Potatoes really want this fight. Disown may get caught out here, may get taunted back. There's the stun. Looks like he is going to get taunted in. That's going to be him going down. That's going to be a kill going over to Viking, and that Crystal Tree stolen his way. Salty Potatoes looking so strong with their early game rotations, really trying to use Maleen to full effect. Yeah,
using it in a great way, moving between these small skirmishes, able to just take out anybody that they can find. And it looked like as Disown came into that exchange, that there was just kind of a miscommunication and a whiff there out from Disowned.
Yeah, no, right now Salty Potatoes holding an advantage as far as kills is concerned, but when you look at the gold, it is actually in favor of Qlash. They've been able to get about $500,000 over their opponents through their jungle steals. You can see Nettolet and Agony moving into the top side here. Imagination secures the Treant, but he will lose his life for it. That is not worth it. Now, with Rearend caught on out, this might be him falling as well. Nettolet charges forward, doesn't quite get the kill. A couple more auto attacks from Agony will get it. He had that red Treant bow going so he could blow his target down. Disowned, able to get a camp for himself. Will he lose his life for it? Gets taunted back in. Viking doing a lot of work. The stun comes out, but they've overcommitted here. Leon comes in, so does I'm the Doom. Viking will lose his life, and I think Bruto just needs to fall back and allow it to happen. He will. Good rotation once more from I'm the Doom, and Leon just consistently putting the pressure on from all around the map.
Yeah, this was Qlash being able to take the small numbers advantage fights on their side. Agony's even going to look for another one up here on his Imagination was trying to farm it out. Now, we haven't really seen much from this Baptiste, but it's been mostly farming, and that is what is keeping that gold advantage in the favor of Qlash. Now the kills on top of it add to it. The turret is going to get pretty much shredded down here, exchange for a kill or two, maybe?
Nettolet just doing so much work here. Rearend will fall down. Saw that Solar Storm come out from Doom. Didn't quite connect, so it doesn't matter. Aeon has rotated up, but a Scout Chem will spot him out. And now Qlash, with no mid laner to contest, is going to just put so much damage onto this mid turret here. Going to take it all the way down to half health before that Captain Minion does lose its life. A stun onto Aeon as well. Switches into the Dark Form so he can escape. There's just so much damage from I'm the Doom. This Celeste play from him is so good. Leon and I'm the Doom now charging down bot side to provide assistance to Disowned. Looks like Viking and Bruto got the early warning that it was coming. They could push as a 3 here and potentially do some damage to this turret.
Yeah, and this all came from a push attempt from Salty Potatoes on the bottom lane. Like, now it turns back around. They were able to clear the minions out from under the tower, and Qlash want to keep this going on bottom. They now see Lorelei, they see Maleen, they have to be careful.
What a stun coming out to stop the Butter Boom from Bruto, but a root does go onto Leon here. Disown frontlining like a champ is going to heal Leon up. There's going to be Disown going very low as they focus him down, take him out as well. Potentially should have used the heal on himself. Now Leon and Doom will just fall back, get the heal over to make sure they can maintain a mid-side push here. A stun onto Rear as he moves in to try and steal away this Crystal Tree, and Aeon trying to do some damage here. Leon will escape. Rear does go down though. I'm the Doom throws the Solar Storm out, but a great block comes through from Aeon diving into the shadows. Crystal Treant will get secured in the end, but it was just another overextension coming out of Salty Potatoes, which ends up costing them another kill.
Yeah, they thought they had the advantage on the numbers, thought that they could go and try and take out that Crystal Treant, but even with the AoE damage that came out of Maline, it's just difficult to get that converted. Now Kestrel looking for the play here as Agony coming forward towards that Crystal Treant.
Is able to steal it there. Good dodge once more from Aeon. Just seeing the strength of Maline to consistently dodge abilities and the power of her, but you know, dodging abilities isn't enough here. You need to be able to provide the constant DPS. It's knowing when to switch between your light and dark form, the cooldowns on each ability as well. Really huge skill to be able to play one of these shape-shifting heroes. And now we see Qlash moving into the top side. They're just going to take this turret down. There's nothing Imagination can do. Let's talk about this Reza into Baptiste combo, because historically, Reza's always sucked against Baptiste. It's always been one of his major counters. I just love the fact that Qlash put Nettolet up into that top side against the Reza and just make sure that Imagination can't ever get into a position. Oh my god. I didn't expect him to die! He's too young. Leon to escape. It is going to be Nettolet diving forward here. I don't think Qlash can get more kills. You wouldn't think so, unless Salty Potatoes just run at them. But wow, just dominance from Qlash here.
Yeah, dominance, and I guess if the counter in-game, when you look at hero versus hero, isn't exactly playing out as quickly as you'd like, just kill him, and then there's no real counter to that at that point. Now, Disowned, taking the opposite effect here, trying to run away, should be able to get out here, because the damage actually isn't that strong when everybody from Salty Potatoes isn't looking to focus down one or two targets, and that's exactly what happened there. Like, Salty Potatoes are split and then end up trying to regroup for the top side of the fight, and now Salty Potatoes are caught. Oh, this has gone wrong.
Yeah, one shot chunks down Bruto. Disowned dives on in, looking for the auto attacks to find the kill, and we'll be able to get it. Leon using that portal aggressively. Disowned's going to have to heal himself. Lots of healing though coming out. Great Fearsome Shade knocks Viking backwards. Viking trying to commit to the kill, but he won't be able to do so. Double kill comes out for Disowned here, who's going to be able to escape nice and easily. And now Qlash can move towards this Ghost Wing if they fancy, take it down, and then continue their pushing dominance.
Yeah, this game started out with Salty Potatoes trying to make a few plays, and ever since, it's just started going wrong on the plays. Like, they're either a little too fractured, or Qlash should just have the right counter engage. They're able to kind of take every fight that Salty Potatoes want to throw at them, and it just means they're throwing gold over the way of Qlash. It's another game with a massive disparity. I mean, we looked at today's games, and pretty much game 1 and game 3 were like, well, that's going to be a one-sided game, and we weren't sure about the middle one, but even that has been a very one-sided affair. So clearly this divide here in Europe between the top and the bottom half of the table.
Certainly is. Now Qlash with the Ghost Wing will be pushing down this turret. Looks like Leon's trying to hold off the mid lane advance from Salty Potatoes, and so far doing so well. Turret does fall in the bot side, now pushing towards this armory. Minion wave on the way as well, but they're just going to take it up. They don't even care. Just pushing on down. That's the turret going down so quickly. A route onto Disowned. They're going to dive forward onto the tank of the team. Does end up losing his life. Huge active camo stun. Here comes the Solar Storm. Here comes the one shot. Good night, Aeon. Impressive stuff coming out from Qlash. And they're going to continue pushing onto the armory here. Bruto still mid, holding off Leon's push.
Oh,
the captain.
I've been keeping an eye. I've been keeping an eye on that, and Bruto is just going to be like face palming so hard. Leon outplayed him about 4 times in that sequence using the portal. There was this one sequence where Leon, if he just got attacked once more, would have died, and the portal timer refreshed for him, but not for Bruto. And Leon just kind of walks away, heals up, and comes back into the fight. Like that whole sequence from Qlash was kind of just them toying with Salty Potatoes.
I mean, that's what Leon does. When he gets ahead on a captain, he loves to toy with the enemy team. He loves to go and just face up against 2, 3, even 4 players and just taunt them to come at him. Now diving onto Rear here. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. Great Crucible to block up Aeon's route. It is going to be Rear going very low. The stun, though, comes out onto Nettolet. The Fearsome Shade to knock them all back. Knocking Bruto down. Lots of damage he will fall. Diving on in is Disowned. Imagination's able to take down Doom. on the backside. That's exactly what a Reza needs to do. That's a main damage source down. Maybe Salty Potatoes look to advance on this. There's the root going on to Net to Let, looking for some more damage. Just fish food to catch up this zone. Everyone's so low, and Imagination wants to dive on in. Aeon trying to throw out the damage with the tentacles, but can they get in is the question. Qlash seem healthy. Qlash seem like they want this fight. Qlash take the first kill. Gonna dive away is Aeon. Here comes Disown. Aeon in a lot of trouble, and that's a double for Net to Let. Disown healing himself. That's gonna be a triple for Net to Let. And Imagination, can he escape is the question that we have asked. No, he cannot. Aeon will throw a Glimmer Shot out and find the kill. 13 minutes on the clock. This is gonna be a Black Claw potential push coming out of Qlash.
And you can see exactly why they go for the fight, because it looked like they had the damage. The Malign was putting the damage out with that Dark Form A, just shredding people down. But then the turn, the Baptiste gets into the fight, manages to get a good amount of damage out, gets the heal from himself and is able to take it down. Now they just utilize that into the Black Claw. Now swing through the top side. You'll have Black Claw in the middle lane, the rest of Qlash in the top lane. You can push down for 2 armories. Like, look, you can see Salty Potatoes are already grouping, expecting the push to come through the mid lane, and now they go, uh-oh, we have to move towards top because that armory tower is already half health and it's gone.
Yeah, this is going to be a fight breaking out. Potentially Salty Potatoes trying to take it nice and quick. Net to Let charging forward onto Aeon here. Fearsome Shade doesn't quite connect with Aeon, but so much damage coming out of these AoE dealers. First kill for I'm the Doom. Leon charging forward, cutting them all off with the Bright Bulwark. This is going to be disastrous for Salty as 2 more members die. Net to Let diving the turret will survive. That's going to be turrets falling all over the shop as Agony one-shots to find Aeon. This is it. GG, well played. Qlash will take this one in fearsome stride as Imagination loses his life for the triple kill and the ace for Qlash. Very, very great fun stuff coming out of Qlash, and they show that they ain't no scared of a Malign.
Yeah, let the draft go over to Salty Potatoes. They give them a bunch of OP heroes and say, okay, we'll just deal with it in game. But that means heading in to the last week of the preseason invitational, the last day, I should say. They have a tie at the top between Queso and Qlash. I wonder whether we'll see that broken tomorrow.
Yeah, no, this is going to be exciting stuff to see if tomorrow can break up these two.